Come to my computer screen. Now you see YouTube, and when you watch this on YouTube, which you do because it's a YouTube video, you have somewhat of an Inception YouTube thing going on now, which is completely crazy. But you see that you see nothing. So before I really start to talk about the topic of the video, I want to encourage everyone to get this small app here, which is called DF YouTube, Distraction Free YouTube, for Chrome. For Safari, I have a similar thing. And then YouTube looks like this. Great, nothing to click on, and also there are no related videos when you are watching a video, and so on and so forth. It's completely distraction free. Perfect. This is how I use YouTube. Actually, I don't use really YouTube as a consumer like all the other social media channels that I use as well, like Instagram and Facebook. I can show you my Facebook account. I have exactly one person that shows up here. It's Martin, my teacher Martin Kavadi. Greetings, Martin, if you see this, and I hope you feel honored. You're the only person that I can see. I have no friends on Facebook. Yes, I have 0 friends, exactly 0. And as you see, I follow like one thing here. That's it. So my Facebook is also completely distraction free. I spend almost 0 time here. I only post things on my side, and then I disappear again. And it's the same on YouTube. I barely watch something, and when it's very targeted, I search something, I watch it, and that's it. And on Instagram it's the same. I don't have Instagram installed on my phone regularly. I download it, I upload something, and then I disappear again. So I all of this I don't use as a consumer, which is a bit, I feel a bit like someone that is producing cigarettes but is not smoking himself. So I use these platforms to show my work and to discuss things, but I don't really want to spend time on there also because my time is very limited. I'm very occupied with the things that I really want to do, which is not hanging around at the computer. So for me, the computer is a working tool, and that's it. I really don't use it much for my entertainment. Of course, sometimes I watch a movie, but yeah, that's like every 2 weeks or something like this. Sometimes just once a month. Good. So I talked about this before, and I will talk about this in the future again and again, about the use of technology, and want to promote this very targeted use of technology instead of just hanging around here in the internet and doing stuff. So, but the real thing that I wanted to talk about is a big difference between YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and why I think YouTube is actually better, although of course it's hard to compare them. YouTube is for videos, Instagram is for photos, and Facebook is for everything. Okay, but the reason I think is different is that the YouTube videos, they all have a name and they have a description, which is also the same on Facebook, yes. On Instagram is not the case. On Instagram, things have a description but not a name, which allows you to be indexed in the search engine, also with the tags that you can use, and then you can search for videos in the search engine, which is maybe you think a minor detail, but it's a huge detail because it makes sure that videos don't become obsolete. So a video that I did 2 or 3 years ago will still be seen on YouTube, will still appear, and will still be relevant. And of course they are relevant. I made videos years ago that are still very relevant. Yes, I also made videos where I think, oh, they're not so relevant anymore. But other videos I think stay very relevant. And compared to this, if I look on Facebook, these things, they don't really have a title. Like they have a description, but the posts don't really, like, I cannot search well here. The search engine is not made for searching for individual posts, but it's made to search for people or businesses or whereas the search engine here is made to search for videos. So here on YouTube I can create content that stays relevant throughout the years, and therefore I can create something that can exist even after I maybe stop to produce videos. Whereas on Facebook and on Instagram, things always get obsolete with the next video. Of course, you can browse back, but you see how annoying it is. Now it has to load, nothing is happening. Okay, it takes ages to find an old post. Yes, I can click on videos, I can click on photos and so on and so forth, but to find a post here, it's just not the same like on YouTube, where I just remember the title, type it in, and then I get the video. So the internet can be used for several reasons, of course for entertainment, but this is not what we're talking about. It can be used for connecting with people, and it can be used for information, and can be used to buy things and so on and so forth. But here on YouTube, this is a platform where we can share information with each other. But to share information properly, you need to index the things. Like in a library, all the books have names. There's no book without a name. Imagine a library where books just come in and are stored in a way that they came in the time they came in. So the order is just the time they arrived, which is also the same here. Which would be good to, if I'm able to order them as well, but for this I can use playlists. So imagine a library where books have no names and the books are just chronologically or in order, a bit like on Facebook. It would be super hard to find anything, and basically the library would not work properly. And this is what's happening on Facebook, this is what's happening on Instagram, that this is just with a very short half-life. Everything has a very short half-life. So you create something and then it disappears basically after a few days again. On Instagram it's a bit easier to search through the photos, but still you cannot search for individual posts. It's not possible, whereas here it's possible. So I think, although of course we have a very limited thing here, I can only do videos or black videos with voiceover, which I sometimes do, but of course I cannot post just a photo or just text, which is also great because it's very clear what this is for. This is a video library, and this it does actually very well, especially if you use this distraction-free thing. If you want to see the related stuff, which can be very useful, then you just switch it off. So of course I don't like all these companies like Google or Facebook and so on and so forth. They're doing very many problematic things, but I just want to mention that this is a better platform than Facebook and Instagram, and this is because of the search engine, of the ability to search for old things that keeps things relevant even if it's already old, like a library. Thanks for listening, and stop using all this shit.